Hey you, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Candy Nicole, and in today's video I want to talk to you about something really special and dear to my heart, and I'm talking about marriage. So if you are a newlywed, you said your vows, you walk down the aisle, and you really want to make things official but you're not so sure what to do next, this video is for you. Today I'll be walking you through the steps to change your name in Jamaica, and the first step is to get your marriage certificate. Like, you can't do anything without that being done first, and usually after you get married you get this slip of paper that tells you that yes, you are married, and then you have to take this to the marriage registrar or the registrar general at I believe it's downtown. I will put it somewhere on the screen where it is exactly, but somewhere downtown, and you get that sorted, and it's a pretty easy process actually. You pick it up, I think you submit the paper and then you pick it up in a few days, and then you're good to go to start the process in changing out all your other relevant documents. I realize that I need to add a disclaimer too, that this video is for Jamaican nationals and Jamaican nationals only. So only if you have a Jamaican passport, you are a resident of Jamaica, and you are a Jamaican citizen, these tips would apply to you. I'm gonna provide you guys with the tips, or with the order that I would recommend that you change out your documents in. Though I particularly didn't use this order, I kind of just did whatever I thought would have been easiest, which in my experience was the NIS, the National Insurance Scheme. It's a paper or card that you get. I did that first, but in my experience I really learned what should have probably been first. And even though it didn't cause an issue for me, I know that some people have a challenge in some areas when it comes to going to the banks and having their names changed out. So this is the order that I would recommend to avoid those challenges. So starting with your TRN, so that's your tax registration number, you should start there because that's what everything else is built on. And so getting that sorted, heading to the tax office, having that sorted out should be your first step. What you'll need for this is your marriage certificate, your regular ID, and I think that's about it actually. And it's a multi-layered process. You go to the tax office, you have that form that you would have to sign up, and then they do what they need to do on their end, and then I think you come back in to pick up. Bear in mind that pickup areas may vary, so you might not pick it up where you submitted it. So in my experience, I submitted at the Constant Spring tax office, and I had to pick up at the one downtown, which I learned really annoyingly by going to the Constant Spring tax office, and then the person told me that, hey, you don't really pick up here, and I was like, they should have said that somewhere on the paper that they give you, because they give you like this temporary sheet that you can use in the interim with your tax registration number, which by the way stays the same. The only thing that changes on it is your name. And then once you have that sorted, I would suggest that you start with an ID of sorts. So whether that's your passport or your driver's license or any other type of ID that you have, that would be your next go-to. I feel like the natural next step, if you are a driver and have a license, would be to change out your driver's license, because your TRN and your driver's license are interlinked. It just makes sense. So you fill out that form, update the information, and it's really just changing out your name. And that too is like, that to me is a one-day process. You get a card right away. You just need to have your marriage certificate again, your passport size photo to go on your new ID, and I think that's about it. You just fill out that form that you're gonna get, and then you're good to go there. And my favorite of all of these steps was the NIS step, because then you literally can go probably the least prepared and it would be fine, because you literally just fill out a form, you bring your marriage certificate. I don't really remember if they looked at it, they probably did, but bring it. You always want to bring it with you wherever you're going, and that is such an easy 1 hour or less process. You can literally do that one in your lunchtime, and I love that for NIS. I love that place, okay? If only every government run organization was like that, we would have no issues, but I digress. So the NIS stop was my favorite, and it was simple, it was easy, it was straight to the point. Fill out the form, no picture needed, you get your updated version straight away. So after you've done your ID, your TRN, your NIS, it's the perfect time to go to your bank and say, hey, I would like to change my name. And that process should be simple because your TRN already has been updated, and you would go in again with your marriage certificate, your TRN, your ID, your updated ID. You definitely need an updated ID to change your name at your bank, so you don't want to go before you do that. And that process, as far as banks go, are really dependent on the bank. It can be simple and fast, or it can be pretty slow, depends on who you bank with. Of course, you have to go through the customer service line, and that can be lengthy. If you're comfortable with the bank that you use, interesting when the best time to go and see them is, then always opt for, I think about mid-month is a good period to visit the bank to have any stuff done, and hopefully, fingers crossed, things will go quickly for you. There you have it. These were the steps that it will take for you to fully become Mrs. whoever. And I hope this was helpful for you, and if it was, please do leave me a comment below, or if you want to read more about the process, feel free to visit my blog at www.simplycandynicole.com. I will have that linked in the description bar below, and as usual, I will see you in the next one.